And the Supreme Court today overturned the Gujarat government's decision to release 11 convicts who raped Bilkis Bano and killed her family during the 2002 Gujarat riots. And we also see that the Supreme Court has set aside remission of 11 convicts sentenced to life imprisonment for multiple murders and gang rapes, including that of Bilkis Bano. And the court held the state of Gujarat was not the appropriate government to decide an issue of remission as a trial was held in the state of Maharashtra. Here are the reactions.
Always saying from the beginning that Bilkis Bano case is a case where the BJP government had unnecessarily and deliberately sided with a convicted rapist. Bilkis was raped, her infant child was murdered. So basically it was Bilkis who put her life at risk and fought for justice, and the trial was held in Maharashtra. Now, it is the BJP state government and the central government in Delhi which ensured that these rapists of Bilkis were released. And please remember that the two BJP MLAs, in fact, gave a good character certificate to these convicted people. And one BJP MLA called them as a sanskari people. Now, today, Supreme Court has very clear, they said that the state of Gujarat acted in complicit with the convicts. And please remember that it is the Ministry of Home Affairs which gave them a clean chit by a letter of July 11, 2022. So even the ministry headed by Amit Shah is also complicit in ensuring that these rapists have been released. It exposes Narendra Modi's claim about Nari Shakti, law and order, when they are standing with these people who raped Bilkis Bano. And that is why I am of the opinion that the BJP should immediately react, and both the BJP state government and the central government headed by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi should apologize to Bilkis Bano. And we must send out a strong message that any rapist, whatever political ideology he belongs to, he should not be released.
Sir, the statements which were made by the MLAs in Gujarat was not the party line, but however we see that
they were appointed by the government on that committee. They were appointed, and please remember that it is the BJP MLAs who endorsed the release of these rapists. It is the BJP MLA who called them sanskari. Who appointed them on that committee? The state government appointed them. Now, how can the BJP now say that it is not their party line? Then who were the people who went and garlanded these rapists, these convicts? It was all BJP members. The whole world and MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, for their remission, they approved the remission and they issued a letter on July 11, 2022. Mr. Amit Shah is the Home Minister of our country, and he is from BJP. So how can you separate these two things?
Now, how do you look at this judgment coming in from the Supreme Court of the remission of these 11 convicts, and they have been asked to surrender before the judge?
I welcome this judgment, and I hope it acts as a precedent against rapists in the future.
Why are you demanding an apology from the central government and also from...
Because it is the central government who gave them this clean chit. It is the central government, Union Home Ministry, had approved the remission and the premature release of the convicts by a letter dated July 11, 2022. It is the BJP government headed by then Chief Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who could not give justice to Bilkis Bano, and then she had to get justice in Maharashtra. So it is high time that they apologize to her. What is wrong in that?
No, I don't want it to comment on such issues. Ultimately, it is the judiciary. One has to accept whatever the court gives a decision. Let any politicians or let any government not intervene. Ultimately, it is the law of this country which prevail, and it is the courts. We all have to respect the orders of the court.
All right, let's go straight to Madhurima joining us live. Madhurima, what we see right now, Supreme Court has set aside the remission of 11 convicts in Bilkis Bano case, asked them to surrender in prison. So it's a very big win coming in for Bilkis Bano. Take us through what the top court said.
Well, Shivangi, the top court today made some very serious observations, starting from the fact that there is solid maintainability in the petition of Bilkis Bano. The court also underlined the fact that Bilkis Bano's respect matters a lot. Moving forward, the court also highlighted that the pardon that was awarded to these 11 convicts reeked of fraud and nullity, and adding that as well that the government authorities in the state of Gujarat did not have the right to grant them the remuneration, keeping in mind that it was the Supreme Court itself that had transferred the case into the state of Maharashtra, and it was them who were the competent authorities if any remission request was to be made. And following the Article 32, under the Article 32, the Supreme Court today took the decision of setting aside the order that gave an early release to the 11 convicts. Now, following the orders, those convicts will have to surrender before the judicial authorities in a mere 2 weeks and will have to complete the lifetime imprisonment that was awarded in the first place. Shivangi.
All right, Madhurima getting us top updates coming in right now. And what we see is that it's a highly anticipated judgment. Let's go ahead and play out all the reactions we're tracking on this big update.
It's a very good judgment which has upheld the rule of law and the faith of the people of this country, particularly the women of this country, in rule of law, in the legal system, in the courts, and that there is an assurance of justice. In a very detailed judgment authored by Justice Nagaratna, it's a judgment of both the honorable judges, Justice Nagaratna and Justice Bhuya. They have very categorically stated what is the legal analysis and reason for setting aside, quashing the remission orders and directing the convicts to return to prison within a fortnight. The court has said, and it's a scathing indictment of the state of Gujarat. The court has said that the law is clear. The appropriate government is the government where the accused are tried and sentenced, which, as we know, in the case of Bilkis Bano, which is a case emerging from the violence that took place in 2002 in Gujarat. And in this particular trial, there were about 14 counts of murder, including little babies and infants, and gang rapes of women, including a pregnant woman. And in this case, the trial was transferred by the Honorable Supreme Court to a special court in Maharashtra, where they were convicted, and that conviction has been upheld by all superior courts. Therefore, the appropriate government, as has been decided by this court and which is plain in the meaning of the Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 432, was the state of Maharashtra.
The Supreme Court today has given a ruling which has made us all very hopeful that justice is still possible for women, still accessible for women, because what the Supreme Court has said is that the perpetrators of rape and murder in the Bilkis Bano case will go back to jail because the Gujarat government was not within its jurisdiction when it gave them remission. So, as far as that goes, naturally we welcome this judgment, but there are many questions. And the first thing I would like to say is that we must remember what Bilkis Bano has gone through. We met her as part of an AIDWA delegation in 2002 in Gujarat, 2 days after these horrors she had been exposed to. And we saw the condition she was in, but she fought for 8 years to send these men to jail. She had to go to Maharashtra to fight the case. She went and fought. After that, they were repeatedly given parole. And now they were given remission. They came back to the village where she was living. And once again, she had to say, is justice alive in our country? That was the question she was asking. Today, to some extent, the Supreme Court has assured all of us that yes, justice is alive. But the bigger question is, why did this Gujarat government, the BJP government of Gujarat, go to such lengths to give remission to these criminals who had committed a crime against humanity